Hi, good day, good night, good evening, depending on what time you happen to be watching this. Welcome to another episode of House of Stars. I'm your girl Star, and here's the second video of 2017. Oh God, I actually want to thank everyone for the response on the first video. That one was a really good one, actually. I actually read it, looked back at it, and I was like, wow, I really was impressed how my channel was really pulled in that video. But what I want to say is, guys, the worst is over. We are at the tail end of the Mercury retrograde. Of course, we were in the shadow period which is usually about 2 weeks after the Mercury retrograde. And now the worst is over. So life should be back to normal. I swear, so much people have come to me and were like, it was crazy, the clients and things that were happening to people, whether it be electronics or people coming from the past or miscommunications and arguments and things like that. I just find that I guess it was because the Mercury retrograde was the last one of the year, considering a lot of different planets were also going direct at the same time as well. It was Mother Mercury had to just come in and go out of 2016 and come into 2017 with a bang. So I could say the worst is over now. You guys can exhale, no longer hold your breath, and look forward to the rest of 2017 until we get another retrograde. So I've been asked to read on these two people before, and I know it's kind of weird that I'm reading on them together as if they are a couple. But I thought I'd be interested to kind of see them side by side. They're both Scorpios, I'm a Scorpio as well. And I'm damn, when I see how they're kind of reacting with each other, it's like both of their true Scorpio sides are coming out. So I thought it'd be interesting to read on them both, because I do have a lineup of different people that I am going to be reading on coming up in the next couple of days and weeks. But I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to start off with these two just because I'm just drawn to them and stuff. So let me just get to that. So I have a picture here. You can't see it. In future videos, you'll obviously see at the bottom what I'm going to be looking at. I have a picture here of Future, his date of birth, which is November 20th, 1983. And then I have Ciara, which she's October 25th, I believe. Hold on, let me scroll down a little bit. October 25th, 1985. So I actually have a picture of them side by side. This is when they were a couple. So I am going to tap into them, let you know what's going on with them, their dynamic, and what's to come, okay? Okay. Okay, so let me just start off with, I guess, Ciara's personality, and then I'll move into Future's. So when I see Ciara as definitely a person that I feel like she's a very sweet person, but she does have a defensive side to her as well. Even though she's with Russell right now, and they have this bagels type of relationship, at the end of the day, this is a girl that had to deal with a lot of emotional struggles when it came to relationships. She had a hard time really connecting with the spouses that she was with. I feel like what it is when it came to when she was with Future, I feel like they did connect on a level. And I think what it made it so easy for her to connect with them is because I don't think it was really one of those things where it's he kind of delved into her waters and allowed her to be comfortable. I think it was more or less he was so laid back, and he has such an even strain or river of energy that it's kind of one of those things that you could kind of mold to his energy, or you could pretty much remain how you are. So it's one of those things where when she was in a relationship with them, it's she still was allowed, she still kept herself in a place where she was safe, or in her safe zone with him. You know what I mean? So I think that's what was successful for both of their relationships. I think what it was when she did get with Future is like she didn't really allow herself to really get to know him, because his energy gives off such an authentic aura, it's like you almost don't question if there's any secrets that are there. You know what I mean? And I think what ended up happening is while they got together, that's when she started to realize certain things about him. And though, of course, when you find out things about your spouse that you're dating, it does hurt. But I felt like it hurt her in such a way, and it was literally like a blow stronger than she could even handle, just for the simple fact that she actually never saw any of the stuff coming. Like, I think, like, at the same time, it's like she kind of knew what kind of guy he was. But since, again, he showed this authentic person, or this authentic person that he was to her, that she really didn't think that there was anything that he would ever keep from her. Even if he wanted to. Like, I feel like she thought that he would be more open. He would just not hold anything back from her. And I think that that's kind of caused a situation, like if you think of the tarot card, you think about the Tower. It was a shock. It was a blow to her system. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like there's such an energy with her where it comes with betrayal. Because I'm not going to say like, oh, no one can handle not being cheating on. You have to understand that Ciara is a person that is in the music industry, and she's most likely have dated men that are in the music industry and has seen her fair share of cheating and guys doing their dirt. You know what I mean? But the way how this was presented to her and how things and his behavior and how it was presented to her, it hit her so hard because it was something, how he presented himself is that he would be honest about it, right? Which I'm pretty much going in circles again. So I'm just going back to what I'm saying. So that's why I feel where her blow comes in. I think overall, like as a person, how she is, like I think she's a very well-mannered, very calm, understanding. I feel like she's a really attentive person, especially when it comes to anyone she meets. I feel like she's definitely a person as well. Like she can really adapt and be around any kind of walk of life, and she knows how to, become a chameleon in her situations. I feel like she's an exceptional mother. We already see this, but I think she's honestly like she's a person that is made to be a mother. Just because I feel like even before she even had kids, she was just a person that just loved children, being around kids, and helping kids and things like that. Like that's just her energy and who she is. But I think overall, when it comes to the relationship, I do feel like her heart's healed on it. I don't feel like she is over it. Like I don't think she's like holding any resentment towards Future, but what I do feel is like Future is holding a bit towards her, and it's causing her to react. Because I think throughout the things that she did find out and things that had happened, I feel like she felt a little bit like, how can I explain it? She felt like she kind of reacted passive towards everything. And it's like, I think that when it came to him, it's like she just kept walking, and as she was walking away and turned her back, it's like he was throwing stones to get her attention. You know what I mean? So I feel like when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, the reason why she has dealt with him and deals with him the way that she does, and we've seen this before, is there's even more than what we actually meet the eyes that actually happens, is because he really is, like the same way how she never saw his behavior coming, or the things that she did, and she found it like she never saw that shit coming. He never saw that shit coming either. So that's where it is. I think it's both. Like when it comes to Scorpios, yeah, and I'm a Scorpio myself, when we are shocked, or if we feel like we're put in a position where we were not informed and we find out the truth, it's such a blow to our system that it's so hard to get us back to where you want us to have us. You know what I mean? A second thing as well, not only that, like when it comes to when somebody ignores us, you know what I mean? We don't like that as well, because we're definitely conclusion type of people. We don't like leaving things open-ended. You know what I mean? So I guess, so when I could see on Future's part, where he comes in and where his resentment comes in, is that the fact, I don't think it's really that he even wants her back. It's like the fact that she kind of left things so open-ended. It was like today she was here, tomorrow she was gone, and she was totally moving on with her life. And then when it came to her, was it's like, I can't believe you, and the way that you betrayed me, I gotta go. And she was gone and went on with her life. So that's exactly what happened there. Now let's go into Future's thoughts. I know I've been kind of tapping on that already. See, like I said, Future does have that energy where he gives off that he's like a very authentic person. And I'm not going to say that he's not an authentic person. I'm just going to say that he's a person that he does what he wants to do when he wants to do it. Even if he leaves you with the impression that he's like this perfect, chill, cool, like keeps it 100 type of guy, doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't fall under the category of being deceitful. Now, there's a difference with it being deceitful. There's a deceit where you're trying to allow, or you're trying to rob people of making them see you for who you really are. And then there's that deceit where it's like you live your own life and you just choose not to care how anyone feels or thinks about the life choices that you make. And it's like you're just doing you. You know what I mean? And you don't care that you're doing it on other time and on people's time. Like, that's the kind of person Future is. It's like he just lives his own life and does his own thing. Like, half of the time, like, I'm not going to say that this is a person that he's malicious. Like, it's like almost like he doesn't even really do it with malicious intent. Like, he just does what he does. You know what I mean? And then till confronted, it's like, oh, fuck, I hurt somebody. You know what I mean? But it's like he doesn't go out his way to hurt people, or he doesn't go out his way to seem deceitful. It's just the way he decides to live his life. So when it comes to Ciara, like I said, it doesn't feel like, of course, it's not like this has all happened because he wanted her back. I think it's one of those things where it was just so abrupt, and just the way she was. She went from being warm to turning ice cold on him. And he couldn't handle that. Like, he just felt like she just thought, okay, you know what? Like, she thought like, okay, you think you call the shots? Like, you don't call the shots the way that you think you call the shots. It was like everything took a 180 for the worse out of nowhere without any announcement. And that's the reason why it's kind of snowballed into the way that it is. I know in the media that it has been shown that it's like they go back and forth all the time. I feel like she's went as far as, like, you know, getting legal action on him. I think she literally just needed to do that because she just wanted to move on. You know what I mean? I think he was like, even though he didn't want her back, he had a hard time with accepting that she was moving on. You know what I mean? And she just wanted to move on and be happy with somebody else and allow herself to have the happiness that she's pretty much never had. You know what I mean? Now that realistically, now that I look at it. And for him, it's just like, again, like going in circles, he could not understand. He could not handle that. When it comes to the relationship between Future and her husband, I actually don't believe they have a bad relationship. You know what I mean? Especially on Russell's part. I think Russell does understand where he's coming from, where he could be a little bit, you know, apprehensive of the fact that this guy's coming in out of nowhere and you think just because you marry my baby mom, you're daddy. But I feel for the most part, like, I think, like, Future kind of acts out of his ego when it comes to him. It's like he finds him as an easy mark. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why he will take shots at him. But I don't feel like it's like deep down inside, I really don't think that Future hates Russell. And I really don't think that Russell hates Future. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Russell respects a lot of the things that Future has done in the past. But I don't think there's really like that deep, dark, malicious feeling towards each other. I'm not getting that. So the future that stands with them, I think there's going to come a time, I don't know if it'll be this year, but I know it'll be displayed in the media. There is going to come a time where these two are going to be able to get along. And I feel like I literally see whoever Future is going to end up being with. I keep on seeing like a brown-skinned girl or a fair-skinned girl, and they're actually a couple. It's weird. I just kind of saw Miss Nikki, baby. Not Miss Nikki. Is that her name, Miss Nikki? The girl from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. No, Love and Hip Hop LA. And if I'm wrong, I'll take it. But I don't know why I just got a flash of her. Maybe she looks like her. She gives me that tea. Like, she gives me that vibe. But I just got a flash of her. And it's like when they, like, he has a spouse and he's like kind of settling down with somebody, they're going to actually get, you know, just learn to have a better relationship. I actually think that in the future, what's going to end up happening is that they're going to be able to have a relationship where Future could kind of come to Ciara as a confidant. Oddly enough, because I feel like when it comes to Ciara, how she is, she's very honest. She's very blunt when she needs to be. And I think this also will be a therapeutic thing Not on an aspect of like just trying to like, oh, I'm gonna kick you while you're down, but it'll be a therapeutic thing for her that she'll be able to express how she's seen him and the things that he done. And maybe, obviously, with that information, he could take that and treat somebody else better. But they are going to get to a place where they're going to be able to communicate a lot better. There's going to come a time where I see that Future's going to go through a lot of legal issues. I don't know. It's like, it's some, and I mean, like, it's this whole situation. Like, I'm seeing it, and it's like, it's a big deal. Like, it's something that really, like, it's like an anchor, kind of pulls him down a bit. You know what I mean? But I think during that time when he's going through those legal issues and things like that, and medical and all those things, I feel like Ciara is going to come in, and that family is going to come in and be there for him. So at the end of the day, you know, I really feel like it's going to be one of those things that they're going to be able to kind of wash things under the rug and just be over it. But as a couple, do I feel like these people were meant to be? Because obviously, evidently, they're not together now. But I really feel like they were only meant to be together to bring that child into the world. You know what I mean? And obviously, that would be the answer that I would give, because it's clear that's what's happening now. But really, I felt that I really don't feel like they were really good matches for each other. I feel like they kind of fell in love and fell with each other on false pretenses. Like, they had a wrong idea of each other. You know what I mean? Actually, I know, I feel like Ciara had a wrong idea about him. When I think it comes to Ciara, I think he's seen Ciara for who she really was. But at the same time, I do feel like at times he did take advantage of her nature. Because there's something about Ciara where she is not a stupid girl, but she has a sense of naivety to her. She has a sense of youth to her, where it's like, coming from a world where Future comes from, it's like he felt like, you know, not like he could take advantage of it, but it's kind of like there was a purity that drew him to her. So it is what it is. But I really feel overall like it's gonna come to a point where I see, you know, I see her she's gonna make a statement or say something where she's gonna be really honest. But overall, when it comes to this couple, they're gonna be able to it's gonna be water under the bridge. They're gonna be able to be over it. Yeah, you'll see a couple shots here and there, but like, I really think as a Future aspect, like, it's funny, Future, no pun intended, on a Future aspect, these two people are going to be able to get along much more in a surprising manner that they probably never thought they would be able to do before. So that's it. That's my celebrity psychic reading on Future and Ciara. If you haven't already, make sure you do subscribe, as well like my page on Facebook. Again, if you guys would like to get a reading, you can always hit me up through my email address that's in the description box, or on my Facebook page, and also you can follow me on Twitter. Keep in mind, if you want to see more readings like this, you can always drop them in the comment box. I do see them, and I'm going to be doing them as I go. So I do want to thank you so much for your time today and rocking with me. May God bless you and the angels protect you. Good night.